Jagrosile. I know I have to start it like that. Shout out Grosily into the finals of Veterans 2017-2018. Shout out to the Northern team. Good night, St. Lucia. You know how to give my little shout out. Don't think nothing, Viewfort. Don't think nothing. We still love y'all. Don't think nothing, Valley. You know I love you guys. Absolutely love y'all. So very interesting weekend. We have so much to get into. We'll definitely get into this veterans with my guests a little bit later on. But we saw a lot of occurrences on the weekend that we're going to talk about. One of the interesting things for me was Roger Federer at the age of 36, almost 37, coming back and winning another Grand Slam title. Absolutely amazing. I am a Pete Sampras fan forever. As my favorite tennis player ever. Serve and volley, I just found him gutsy. Just the notion of serving and then coming up to that net and daring you to bring it back. I was always a Pete Sampras fan. But after this weekend, I have to give Roger Federer his kudos. Well done. Big respect. But just like Arsenal, my team, I will never change who I love in tennis until I die. So well done, very well done. We also saw a number of different occurrences in cricket. A lot of discussion about West Indies cricket, the state of West Indies cricket, the players, the impasse between players, and obviously the executive. We've seen so much discussion on players in terms of their contractual obligations versus their loyalty to West Indies cricket. We saw Darren Sammy pretty much coming out and saying that, hey, if you're not going to select me on the team, why at the end of the day you're still taxing or taking a percentage from me in terms of my my affiliation with other teams on a semi or professional level. And then we saw Bravo again, most of the top tier cricketers saying, no, I'm not interested. I'm going to play the Pakistan Premier League, make my US dollars, as opposed to going and play in the ICC. A qualification. It's an embarrassment in the first place that West Indies is actually in that position. But it goes back to relations from very early on between the cricket board and the players, and we're seeing that festering again. So a lot of discussion on that, a lot of discussion on Kimani Melius. I was in discussion with Kimani Melius for the entire weekend. As a matter of fact, I put out a story, and again, being in the media and doing instant media as the internet allows us to do these days, things change so quickly. In discussion with Kimani on Friday, on Thursday, every single conversation we had indicated that he was in a lot of pain, considering that injury that he sustained during a fielding drill, and that pretty much there was no way he was going to play the final of the plate championship. And very late on, as a matter of fact, we had already put the release out that he was not going to play and everything, and very late on, we heard that Kimani was pretty much asked to play. Again, it speaks to the value of the player, considering they had a very convincing win against Canada in the semi-final, and still the coaches, the staff figured they really needed him to play, and as fate would have it, he played in that game. Scored 7. For myself, I was a bit disappointed because I figured, okay, if he's not entirely fit, perhaps he should have, sat out. But obviously, when your number is called, Babono style, he would definitely go if they're still asking him. So he went on to play, scored 7, which was his lowest score for the entire competition, and we know why. We understand why, and West Indies went on to actually lose that final. So sort of a bittersweet end, but well done. I'm very proud of the young man. Did very well in that entire competition. Hats off. And we wanted to put this in the news tonight, but there was so much going on. Never got a chance to. Katie Kyle, the young swimmer, going to the Leoness Comprehensive, from the Leoness Comprehensive Secondary School, broke another age group record, this time at an international level, swimming. We'll definitely feature that for you guys on St. Lucia Sports Online a little bit later on. And of course, tomorrow night, we will be discussing that as well. So a lot to discuss. But as I said tonight, the weekend was just filled with excitement in the Viewfort. I would say surprises in Viewfort. Started off with the plate semi-final. No surprises in the plate semi-finals in terms of who, for me, would have advanced. If power rankings would have been VSADC 1, it would have been CARICUM Masters, the two more experienced teams in terms of winning veterans competitions in St. Lucia. Of course, VSADC doing it more than CARICOM Masters. I would think that they would have the experience, it's no pun intended in terms of the veterans, but pretty much, we know sports is a culture of winning. Or is that you have a winning culture, or you kind of have, you just don't know how to get it done at the end. And Flo Lancers pretty much didn't know how to get it done at the end in that game against VS. And so we saw VSADC pulling through, and then we saw Alvin Malakan getting the winner for CARICOM Masters, having the fastest goal, and now booking his side's place in the final of the Plate Championship. So we'll definitely get into that. And of course, on Sunday, Grosley, stand up. Grosley into the final for the first time in the veterans competition, doing very well. As a matter of fact, I thought Grosley would have won, but I never saw a 4-1 score. And I'll be honest to you guys, I did not think Grosley would have won 4-1. I mean, Valley Legends played very good football, and they chose to have pretty much one of their poorest games in the entire season in the semi-final, and that is the nature of sports. Grosley came there, and I mean, when I walked in and I saw Lyndon Hyacinth left back for Grosley, I said, oh, there's just no way they would get that penetration on that side of the field to beat Grosley. And true to that, set piece caused from the other side caused Valley Legends to actually get on the score sheet, but dominating performance from Grosley. So we're going to go to the montage for you, because the last time I had this guest on, when we started our discussion, there was no time for montage. We had to wait to news the following day to bring in the montage. But we have all the pictures for you, and you know we here at DBS, we endeavor to bring you the atmosphere, the vibe of what's going on at our sporting facilities. We think it is very important, because, I mean, not everybody will get the opportunity to, on a Sunday, leave their families and go down to the field. So we definitely, it takes a lot, trust me. Take all those pictures for you, and persons definitely enjoy the vibe at the competition. And so we have that montage for you guys. Enjoy. Oh, okay, all right. Okay, so we're still working on that montage. I was just about to go to my blue waters and chill, but I guess we'll organize that in a little bit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go into a little bit of some of what my sponsors have been getting on board with in terms of blue waters. We can do the blue waters for sure. And we're going to organize everything. I'm going to take a break, and then when I come back, I'll actually introduce my guests, and we're going to get into everything. But first, I think all of St. Lucia knows now. People stop me on the road, and they pretty much tell me is when they actually get home on a Monday evening, and then they sit down on the and they start watching the show, they realize they did not drink any water for the day. So St. Lucia, like I said, this year we're going on a water campaign. We're going to be consuming more water. And I was very, very impressed with one of my guests who walked in today. And let me tell you, we have our water on the set. Person came with their own water. So, so the person was definitely on their Blue Waters vibe. So, Junior, we have that, right? We good on that one? Yeah, no, they break. Okay, all right. So I definitely had to get some more information for you guys once I realized that more people were talking about drinking water. Remember to drink water only when they got to see 758 Sports Talk. So definitely I went online, I did a little bit of research for people, and top 10 benefits of drinking water. Don't medicate, hydrate. All right. So I am just going to go through it very quickly before we go to our Blue Waters break for me to introduce my guests. All right. Now, we always told that we need to drink more water, drink more water. The first thing you need to know about water consumption is that it increases energy and it relieves fatigue. A lot of people don't know that. Since your brain is mostly water, your brain is mostly made up of water. That's the thing. That's why it's important. Drinking it helps you think, focus, and concentrate better. For those of you who are at school, for those of you who are in sporting activities, anything that requires concentration, you shouldn't go into an exam room and you had no water in the morning, or you shouldn't be going in a courtroom or going in any of your professional duties and have not consumed any water. You need to give your brain that water. All right. So for those of you who are serious about exercise, you need to know that it promotes weight loss. It removes the fat, reduces eating intake. A lot of the times we think we're hungry, but we're really just thirsty. We need to just drink a little more water. It flushes out toxins, gets rid of waste through sweat, urination, which reduces the risk of kidney stones. A lot of persons who have kidney stones is because they do not consume enough water. It improves skin complexion, so it moisturizes your skin, keeps it fresh, soft, glowing, and smooth. Maintains regularity. A lot of people don't know that or don't pay attention to that. I mean, you need to ensure that you're flushing your system properly and you are regular. So it aids in digestion and it digests your food and prevents constipation. It boosts your immune system. A lot of persons who get flu and sickness all the time is simple. You just do not drink enough water. And for me, obviously, I would say you do not drink enough blue waters. That's my sponsor here. It's a natural headache remedy. Natural remedy. So instead of going to get medication, your body is just dehydrated. Your brain is just telling you that you need more water. It helps relieve and prevent headaches, migraines, back pains, commonly caused by dehydration. So definitely cramps and sprains. It prevents cramps and sprains, and it puts you in a good mood. So when the body is functioning at its best, you will feel great and happy. So definitely, people, Pueblo. Don't drink water only when we finally get on a Tuesday night, on a Monday night, you're sitting down and you say, hey, for true, I can say we need to drink water. We need to drink water. Now, for those of you who have not had your glass of water yet, turn up the volume on the TV so you can hear my voice. Go to the kitchen, get a glass, put some water, sit down and sip throughout the show so that you can get all the best nutrition that you want. And the 10th reason is it saves money. Water is cheap. Even if you choose a bottle or filtered, it's still cheaper than anything with sugar. Any company that takes water and adds sugar to it, just the sugar they add to it, they will add it to the cost of the beverage. So why at the end of the day, if you can just get something at a cheap rate that is healthy and doing all of that for you, go and add to your ill health and the cost to your pocket. So definitely need to drink some water. Now, I would just say, for me, I don't take the big bottle of water because we know of the cancerous effect of the heat on the water. So I try to buy at least the 500 milliliter, the 16 full ounce. I drink it and I make sure I drink all of it so that, you know, I don't keep anything in the bottle. So this is my advice to you. All right, guys. So we will take our Blue Waters break right now. When we come back, we will definitely introduce our guests, and we're still waiting for those selfies. We had a lot of them, and I must apologize to our viewers. Some of them, they were good, but we need you to wear some clothes when you're taking the selfies, okay? I forgot to mention that the last time. So we got a lot of persons at home, and obviously if you're at home, you relax, so you may not have your shirt on and that sort of thing, but we need you to, you know, put a little shirt on. So when you send it, most of them, they were kind of what I would say indecent in terms of showing it. But you could continue to send it to us at 4880929. And you can also send it to stluciasportsonline@gmail.com, and we will definitely put it together. So we'll take a Blue Waters break. When we come back, I'll introduce our guests, and we'll definitely look at that montage. Right, good evening, St. Lucia, and of course, welcome back to 758 Sports Talk. And we were having our little chuckles about the weekend during the break, and observation was made that Central Viewfort decked out in a new kit. I think the pink and black, that was their signature, which was initially to bring awareness to breast cancer. I don't know, that seemed to have been doing you all well until the weekend that just passed, but absolutely some really astonishing results on the weekend in terms of scorelines. And obviously to discuss the veterans football semi-final that we just saw and going into the final, I have with me to my immediate right the CEO of Veterans in Sports Inc., Mr. Alvin Malakan, for the first time on our set on 758 Sports Talk. And of course, right now, no stranger. No stranger to our set at all, as comfortable as can be. You knew where everything was. You know, when you come at your home, you say, I have Mr. Tennyson Glasgow with me. So good night. Good night, guys. Of course, welcome back, Tennyson. Welcome. Mr. Malakan, of course, take it away. Veterans 2017-2018. How has it been? Tell us.
Good night, listeners. Good night, viewers. You know, it has been really exciting. You know, I think this year we really took the veterans football movement, you know, island-wide. You know, I think it has really developed well. You know, I think the players are enjoying the tournament, and that's what you really want from, you know, putting on a tournament like this. The players are enjoying it, the sponsors are happy, you know, the fans are appreciating good football, and the support is there, you know. So this year, I think we really stepped up, and it has been successful so far.
Very good, very good. Mr. Glasgow, obviously enjoying the weekend now. At the end of the day, what me and you do is different from what Mr. Banagan. We go there, we look at games, and we try to, as best as we can. Now, at times we are wrong, and people are like, I said, you know what you're talking about. But really and truly, when you go to Viewfort and Central Viewfort, after really coming out and really dominating the quarterfinals against VA4 South, and pretty much what they did to Viewfort South,
what Sufre did to them.
Sufre just came out and did that same thing. What were you thinking this weekend there?
I'm thinking, well, okay, they're probably still on a high. That's what football brings. Football brings momentum and form. Now, of course, clearly, if you just defeated your arch rivals, you're in a derby, especially at home, that is Central Viewfort getting over Viewfort South. The hype and the players are pumped for it. However, we found ourselves in a situation that probably the Central Viewfort team were too focused on Viewfort South. That's what I gathered, because they were really up for that particular game and they relaxed a bit, thinking, and guess what? We've gotten past that hurdle. Let's get back to normality and see how best we can get through Sufre. However, that was a rematch of last year's semi-finals, and we know the outcome of that as well. So Sufre now, like you mentioned earlier, did the reverse. Sufre really studied them and nullified them. The situation where Central Viewfort was stunned. Before they even thought of mounting a comeback, they were behind the 8 ball already. And they considered some soft goals. You know, it's not as if, like, you know, there was the second goal, which was a very good build-up. There's another one that Baboy just tucked away for a header. They were not ready for that at all. Now, how do you get back from this with the crowd that you think is going to be supporting you? They're not supporting you because the crowd is made up more of VA4 South individuals.
And Sufre people traveled.
There you have it. So Central Viewfort were really the backers against the wall, and clearly they had no answer. Yes, they may have scored 2 goals pretty late in the encounter, but they needed more. And I just couldn't see it happen. It would have probably been a miracle.
And Bosco did not have a good game in goal for Central Viewfort. He looked, I mean, I've seen him keep better than that, surely. And again, he had a couple of incidents where you would think,
you would say he didn't keep too well. But remember, there are players before you even get to Bosco. The defense was in shambles.
Of course.
You know, many times that Sufre break away. There's probably there were more attackers than defenders in front of Bosco. So Bosco like a sitting duck.
Because you see that same expression, I saw a lot of that.
Yeah, there you go.
What is going on?
And that is because of a result of the constant movement by the Sufre team. This Sufre team ran those guys rugged. They ran their socks out. Barboy was brilliant. There's a number 14 in midfield. I don't remember his name, but he was the one who actually kept Butu in bay, kept him at bay. Because Butu, Andy Shabat is the one who controls the tempo of the game, you know, and he tries to get...
He's the maestro.
Yeah, he tries to get Titi if a long ball every now and then. He just play into the hands of Sufre by trying to do that. So they really did their job well in Sufre, and hence the reason why you find Central Viewfort are not in the finals.
Grosley?
Yeah, I think Grozile really came out to play.
You know, I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, Grozile came out to play. I think I too was, stunned by, I think Grozile looked focused and, but the outcome of the match, I think I was very surprised with it. I think the Valley was playing good football, really aggressive football. I think the Grozile team really put on a technical show. I think you could see good leadership, good disciplined football, and that's what really took care of the Valley Legends. I think Baba really engineered a good plan to take care of the Valley Legends, and again, you have the speed of Rasky and Urban Augustine. Urban, I think people don't realize it. It's a true veteran. Yeah. And he's a really fast player.
He's fitter than most.
And he's fit. He's
at that age.
and strong. So I think with the combination of Rasky and Urban up front there, and the control by Baba in the midfield, and Sherman Sylvester. I think this guy is really
Number 4, right?
Yeah, he's a silent weapon of Grozile. He is one of the leading goal scorers in the tournament, and nobody is hearing about him. He just sneaks up, score, and he does his thing. No fuss, and he's a really, really talented player. Young veteran. I think last year, he was begging to play. This year, he really showed.
Sherman is Moko.
Moko, yes.
Yeah. Okay, good.
He played for Simpex Orion. As a matter of fact,
yes.
I was just about to say, when we played for Orion, he was known more for positioning and sort of mental play, just understanding the game, but seeing where everything is coming and everything is going, positioning and just getting it out there. And now it seems that at a veterans level, he's added a goal scoring ability.
But it's the same thing he's doing, he's a very, very smart player. Yeah. You watch him, and then Carriacou Masters practice with Grozile, and that's the ability with him. He's quiet, looks insignificant, but he's really one of the key players on that team, and the success of Grozile is primarily, seriously, because of him. He is a very good player.
Let me give you. I'll name 2 other players that are significant to Grozile as well. There's a centre back who I know plays cricket. Yeah. And I think he's a groundsman at the stadium. Yeah. Give me his name.
Who's that?
Tough, stocky at the back. The wears number 4.
I don't know if you're talking about Everton.
No, not Everton.
He just plays in the midfield.
Not Everton. He plays centre back. He's like a sweeper.
He looks like Baba.
Yeah, he moves like Baba as well. Same size as well. But he's a groundsman at the Darren Sammy cricket ground. He'll come to you eventually. But he and the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper is very critical. Many times, Grozile, what the Grozile team has done is that they have really revamped their team. They have, I won't say get rid of, but they have flushed out some of the negative individuals, because there were times last year or last season when we saw Grozile play short 10 men. Right. Look at the bench, nobody. Yeah. They were really, really struggling. So Baba and those guys sort of reformed that team, and they took on some serious individuals who want to play the long haul of the season. Yeah. And now it's paying dividends. So the sweeper and the goalkeeper have been added species to what this team has become.
Oh my God! You see, I'm about to say his nickname. Yeah, George's. What's his? Grozile will tell me. But he lives at Kaimaji.
That's correct.
Very good player. Very good.
Reads the game to a T.
Y'all had me thinking for like.
Read the game to a T. So those 2, along with the other that you guys have mentioned, those 2 play a vital role.
He was an opening batsman.
That's what I said. That's why I know him. I know him more in cricket. But along with that, now that being said, Mabia Valley Legends, they're too dependent on Rato and Valencias.
Yeah,
if those 2 guys don't get clicking, Mabia Valley Legends ain't got a clue. Yeah. So as much as we praise them for being brilliant in the season, but they needed a little more. And I didn't see Jackie. I think he was injured again. And Valencias has a slight thigh injury, so that played a toll on him yesterday as well. So good team, but they need to be more reliant on other individuals, or probably other individuals need to step up.
Grozile have a ras playing right back named Ian.
No, I know about it.
Very fast.
I call him
very agile. I call him moves very well.
I call him Iron Man. Iron Man. I call him. I saw him went down yesterday. But I could name so many players that I've seen. But I've seen all the teams play. I've played against all the guys, so it's good. And again, strange enough too is that all of the teams who have made finals, because you have the plate and the goal. It's only Grozile was never won, So we have has won. Carriacou has won. VSADC has won. So Just never know.
Yeah.
Just let's never know.
I jinx nothing.
But, I think, but Grosley is really focused.
Definitely, definitely.
And
Yeah, they are
playing good football.
They are.
So before we go to the montage, we definitely have to touch on the plate. We're not going to come to my VSADC versus Flo Lancers, a very familiar name, pretty much getting that decider. What did you think of that game?
I'm a bit disappointed in VSADC. Yes, you're the defending champions and you're relegated to the plate, but I think VSADC have too much of a quality to still be struggling in those games.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying that Flo Lancers FC are pushovers, but when you look at the names and the quality of players that VSADC have, they should be putting away more chances. They make it very, very difficult. They always, 1-0 here or 2-1 here. So it's not too convincing.
Moved from dominating the competition.
VSADC went undefeated last season, So yes, they're in the finals of the plate, but to me it's very disappointing to see that, it might be a big thing for them because they're still saying they're going to be playing for a trophy. But again, I'm basing it based on the quality of players that they have. These are seasonal players. These are seasonal names in football. Talking about Gilroy Ipa, Michel. You have Martin Alexander at the back. Some top players still. Sean Curtin. Guy Jean-Baptiste has proven himself. The guy scores all the time.
Still scored again.
But other players who are involved in the VSADC team needs to stop playing too cautious. They're playing for the pick. And you know what you get where I'm coming from?
They have a heavy roster.
That's what I'm saying. In football, there's something saying you just playing just for the coach to pick you.
Yeah.
So you don't want to make too many mistakes because they have guys on the bench. But it's okay to have guys on the bench. We have a roster. If you lap, somebody else come in. So express yourself. Yes, VSADC is playing too cautious.
Yeah, so definitely. And Tennyson, what did you think of the second semi-final in the Flo Plate Championship? We saw Carica Masters
and Laboui
coming up against a very quick moving, at least in the first half and better part of the second half, Laboui Connection team going for the preliminaries all the way to the semi-final.
I like Laboui Connections because I don't think anybody gave them a chance other than themselves and the fans. And from day one, since in the initial stages, we saw the fans behind them with their t-shirt. When you see people invest their time,
and there's something money too,
and then that means that there is something there. I mean, talking about persons who showed up for every fixture from Laboui Connections with their shirts on time, with their passes, with their tickets, and they're ready to go. And the team in itself, they revamped themselves by changing their training formats. I think those guys used to meet like every 3 times a week or whatever, but it was a situation where they practiced every day. So that means they showed commitment to what it's all about. So to them getting there, it's a bonus because they didn't expect to do that. But they're up against a team in Carica Masters who has a brilliant record, but again, similar to VSADC, very cautious. Carica Masters don't want to lose, but they don't want to win either. They're afraid. Those guys play tentative football. I can sit in the stand and tell you where Carica Masters' next pass is going to be. That's how afraid they are. So again, I am asking those teams to express themselves because you have players.
We saw them go back to the sort of initial starting forward, and we saw him pretty much getting a winner in that game.
This is the only man who runs on the team. The other guys will run. Yeah, the other guys will move within their half. But when they get to the final foot of the field, they stand. And when you stand at the final foot of the field, it is very easy for you to mark.
Exactly.
Now Malika is all over. So you never really can get a hold of him.
Where does this get? Tell us about that game.
I think what it is, I think it's trying to read the game and it's just that's how I just naturally play. I move. I don't want to be a defender holding you down. I don't want the defender to be seeing exactly where I am. And then I guess it just comes natural.
Chances come and you put it away.
The chances come, I'll put it away.
But some of your midfielders need to see what you're doing.
Yeah,
and understand. Yeah, you don't
need to wait to see move. You have to be anticipating.
That's right. Put that ball into space for Malika to run and do it.
And hit it.
So I know VSADC is watching. They're taking note. They've seen you play. Likewise, you've seen VSADC play. It's going to be a good game because 2 teams from Castries know each other pretty well. And definitely VSADC want to make amends for not getting into the goal, and Carica Masters want to spoil the season even further by winning. So it should be very interesting.
Before we go to the montage, tell us about the atmosphere as an organizer of this competition. When you see the sort of vibe at the Philip Master grounds, persons turning up for those games, how has it been for you?
It has been great. I think when you see the fans really appreciating and enjoying the football, you as an organizer, as a promoter of an event, that's really what you want to see. The football, yes, we're competing on the field, but when you're out there, it's entertainment. The veterans football is entertainment football.
Yeah.
You know, and when when the fans are part of it, you when you do the giveaways and you see, the fans really enjoying it, and it's not like big prizes. Just trying to make the fans feel part of what's going on. The fans are really the major part of the tournament. If you don't have the fans, you'd be playing football, but just like a sweat. So it's all part.
Sweat.
Yeah, it's all part of the entertainment.
Definitely.
And I think that this year, we are really appreciating the support of the fans. As over the years, and this year very, very special. And the patrons in Viewfort, the supporters in Viewfort have really embraced veterans football. When you go to a place, weekend after weekend, and you see people coming out, sometimes you think that probably they may get tired, but then we try to do something a little different, and we have to appreciate that. We have to respect it, and that's what's happening. We don't take anything for granted.
Definitely.
So thank you to the fans of Viewfort, the Valley, Grosley, Soufrière, it shows all the communities.
Anyway, I'll give my little pressure. Let me leave that.
And one interesting thing about the veterans football is the only tournament which really encompasses club and communities,
Exactly.
And it's special, it's special,
So you're a club, and then we have Grosley.
And Grosley, you have communities.
I'm happy that Alvin is saying so, because similar to my team, which is behind the college, we're a recreational club.
Yeah.
So it's very hard for us to recruit. Whereas you have the likes of Viewfort South, Viewfort North, communities who can pull persons from everyone who pass the age. So it brings this sense of belonging to the league. You have guys who are itching. They want to be 40 already. I've never seen guys who want to rush. I want to give some of my age to some of those guys.
They can't
So it shows a belief in the league. It shows some interest as well. And like Alvin mentioned, the fans are so critical to what it is. There are so many persons that I've met and have become their friends just because of them coming to those games. And they look forward to it. They look forward to it. Some of them want to take the mic in your hand and make the announcement as well.
They want to do the giveaway.
They want to be pleased. The whole atmosphere. It's really nice. It's really nice. I really appreciate it.
And that's what it's about, and one of the things I look forward, to the tournament. At the end of the tournament, when you pack up and you go outside, the venue out there, that's a different atmosphere. That's a different atmosphere. And
stick around
and that's what it is. The love of the community, you have to appreciate it, so it's all part of the veterans.
Just imagine we have a vendor who actually waits for when we pack up,
just
to get the moments,
and it's just beautiful.
After 1 in the morning.
You sit down.
So it's nice, man. It's really nice.
All right, so St. Lucia, we'll go to the montage for you guys. We took all the pictures for you here at DBS Sports, and obviously we're going to be putting them. So many people are asking, messaging me, when are you going to put the pictures up? We'll definitely put it up on St. Lucia Sports Online tomorrow. But just for the rest of St. Lucia to get an idea of the vibe at the veterans football, we'll go to that montage.
Soca Kingdom, Soca Kingdom, Soca Kingdom. Who ready? We now start. Get ready, day. Set a bong start. Meet we on the way. We lining up, ready to charge ahead. Forward is not enough. I want you to jump up. Trampoline come now. We heading to downtown. Get all on the railing. So much woman are trailing. Follow the big song. Get ready to mash down. All in the stadium. The whole of the kingdom come down. Time to show me your ways. Time to get out of line. You're born and ready for pace. Come and wind in the roadway. All in front of the gateway. All in front of the people business. This is the kingdom. Wine and free it up. Wine and free it up. Free it up. Wine and free it up. Wine and free it up. Every breed and age. Free it up. Wine and free it up.
You see the party there, the party bono,
Party bono.
You see the party there, the party lit,
Party lit.
the party lit,
Party lit.
the party turn up, the party lit.
The party lit. The party lit. The party turn up. The party lit.
Every girl and over, every girl and over, every girl and over, every girl wants us right now.
Every girl head over. Every girl head over. Every girl head over. Every girl lost it. Boy, boy.
Every day we lit, every day we lit. Sometimes they does ask us how we don't do it.
Yeah, on the road. Girl, them get it done. Never see a mass like this before.
Where the woman them that don't give a damn.
Hey,
Where the man them that drinking the Instagram.
hey. Jump up with a friend. Jump up with your team. Jump up with everybody and start a show. Lit, boy.
The party lit,
Party lit.
the party lit,
Party lit.
the party lit.
The party lit. The party lit. The party turn up. The party lit. Hey.
Every girl and over, every girl and over, every girl and over, every girl wants us right now.
Every girl head over. Every girl head over. Every girl head over. Every girl lost a split now. So when the party get fiery, nobody not tired. Girl them walking it properly, getting on this orderly. Hule hule, suka sukwe. Hule hule, suka sukwe. Hule hule, suka sukwe. Hule hule, suka sukwe. Hola.
Where the woman them that don't give a damn.
Hey.
Where the man them that drinking the Instagram.
Hey, jump up with a friend, jump up with your team, jump up with everybody and start a show. Lit, boy.
The party lit,
Party lit,
the party lit,
party lit,
the party lit.
the party lit, the party lit, the party turn up, the party lit. Hey,
Every girl and over, every girl and over, every girl and over, every girl wants us right now. Hule hule, sukwe sukwe, hule hule, sukwe sukwe, hule hule, sukwe sukwe. Hey, lyrical, Lero, the party lit.
lit.
Once again, we ready to play. We ready. Blow the whistle and we start the game. I say, let's go. No backing down. No time to fool around. Look the goal. Let's go. The veterans coming. We in it to win it. The veterans coming. We in it to win it. They coming from all over. The tournament take over. We in it to win it. Veteran football take over. All foreign players come over. We in it to win it. We ready to play. Blow the whistle and we start the game. I say, no backing down. No time to fool around. Look the goal. We score. The veterans coming. We in it to win it. The veterans coming. We in it to win it. We ready to play. Blow the whistle and we start the game. I say, let's go. No backing down. No time to fool around. Look the goal. We score. The veterans coming. We in it to win it. The veterans coming. We in it to win it. They coming from all over. The tournament take over. We in it to win it. Veteran football take over. All foreign players come over. We in it to win it. We ready to play. Blow the whistle and we start the game. I say, no backing down. No time to fool around. Look the goal. We score. The veterans coming. We in it to win it. The veterans coming. We in it to win it.
Veterans.
Memories.
Yeah, these things in the next couple of years, when we probably have the 10-year anniversary, we go back to those things and we roll this out. Definitely some good memories there. We saw a lot of persons that are always on the field, right? Because when we talk, we say, yeah, this one is always there. This one is always there. Shout out to the Jog Rosary that's on the railing there. I see you guys. Keep supporting the team for sure. All right, so tonight we will be doing some giveaways tonight, and I'm going to give this one out now so people can start preparing for it. You just heard the song, Veterans Coming. Definitely done by Ricky T. Very nice theme for 2017-2018. Tonight we're going to actually have people call in, and anybody who could sing the better part of the song, just sing some of the song, and obviously the organizers are here, deserving of a pass. We will give you that for the final this coming weekend. So get your minds together. Actually, I can sing most of that song, but I'll give you all a chance to do it for sure. All right, so definitely we'll be doing some giveaways tonight. All right, so we'll take a break. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have some more discussion for you guys. And I'm hearing my phone vibrating, so that means messages are definitely coming in. We'll take a break. When we come back, we definitely have more for you guys. Right, thank you. So welcome back to 758 Sports Talk, and we're discussing veterans football. We're going to see this weekend the finals, third place and finals of the competition. Well organized, always very well organized, well put together. And so I'm just going to go to some of your messages. Somebody says, tell Alvin a heartfelt thanks for another wonderful veterans tournament, especially in Viewfort. Of course, I would like it. Anxiously waiting for 2018 tournament. So people in Viewfort are ready
for the next edition. Next season.
Looking forward to. The person said they're looking forward to this weekend's split finals. So somebody's looking forward to that Castries derby. Nice. I think that is going to be awesome. All right. Good night, Kenson, Chung, Malakan. For those of you who don't know, Chung. Very
one of my names.
Yeah, somebody says, boy, Kenson, don't know what was wrong that night. Good night. I guess that's G-Dog. G-Dog.
Oh, G-Dog. Yeah.
Let me tell you, honestly, that is the nature of football.
That's football.
Because Central Viewfort played very I would say, subpar during the preliminaries. They looked, and again, a lot of that was due to injuries. TT didn't look a shell of himself, and during that time, and then that quarterfinal game, TT came back to be TT. So,
even last night too.
No, he played.
Even last night, there were some glimpses of himself.
There was a time TT got the ball on the wing,
the right side.
Yeah, we were watching that.
Did what is called a Cruyff turn.
Let me tell you, that was
before anybody could whip the left foot shot.
Let me tell you,
that was serious. We're talking about that.
That was orgasmic. That was a next level of style and class and effortless. And we just saw what I remember the little boy watching from this guy. He will never remember me, a little boy, but seeing this guy play, and I mean, that was
boy.
Absolutely
we're standing there.
As a matter of fact, Alvin and I we're standing right there. We say
we watched
that scored
that goal in the tournament. Yeah, seriously, that
I would have been satisfied. I honestly believe I would have left.
That's it. That was it.
That would have been it.
So
it hit the bar, and I was even impressed.
So as much as they lost, but they didn't lose. They lost to a good team. So far they didn't just magically
team that
they didn't lose to a poor team. You know, they didn't live up to the expectation what we thought. But Soufre played brilliant.
They did.
Brilliant. They played brilliant.
Definitely. All right. Somebody says bad game on the night. We will be back, and that's easy. Chelsea fanboy. Chelsea. I tell Arsenal have your number.
That's our usual now.
Big time. All right. So definitely some other messages coming in, but what's in store for this weekend? I want to make sure we get everything out before we open the phone lines. What's in store for this weekend, Mr. Malcolm?
Yeah, I think well, apart from the great semi-final matchup in our Flow Play Championship, our giveaways. You know, we wanted to give away a couple of phones, you know, apart from the drinks that we normally do, you know. So so we want to make it exciting. And then what we're gonna do this weekend, we're gonna come back with our halftime show. Well, we're gonna do it a little different. We're gonna have an event, a show before the first game at 6 p.m. We're gonna have live performances at 6. Between the
Saturday.
Saturday, Saturday this weekend. So we're gonna have some live performances, you know. So hosted by MC Donneville. Yeah, so we're gonna make it exciting. Really try and create a nice entertainment atmosphere this weekend, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, as you said, MC Donneville, I realized there's somebody that I've never given a shout out for a job well done. DJ Lovely, let me tell you.
Yeah, definitely.
DJ Lovely, she always showing up in the montage. Sometimes I see her 5 times. I'm like, people really taking notice of this DJ. But DJ Lovely, shout out, big up yourself. Always keeping it up.
DJ Lovely, I think she called herself Choice Sounds.
Choice Sounds. Powered by Choice.
Powered by Choice Sounds. And there's DJ Stanley, and there's another Peskin chap there. So she has a crew. She has a crew, and her mom is always alongside her as well. So she has a crew.
They've taken steps.
Yes,
because I remember before
they've come of age.
I remember before when Tennyson request a song on the field, it would take like about 5 minutes. You waiting, waiting. Tennyson, why are you doing me that? But now. Play Rosalie for me.
That's right. She on it.
No, she's really, really amazing. Let me tell you, she's just part of this veterans football family. You know, I think just the professionalism, the way she goes about doing everything, it's just in sync with everything we're about. You know, so thanks, Lovely. You know, keep up the good work.
Okay. You know? All right. So you were talking about some of the stuff for the weekend.
Definitely.
This Saturday. Somebody Big Four, please. So is it Will Malcolm give us the Big Four, please? I guess did you guess something? Guess who the winners? I'm trying to understand that message.
I think what the person trying to figure out is that amidst the where you have the plate and you have the goal. So whichever come out of it, because you're gonna get a winner.
Yeah.
So
right.
Probably like the for example,
the Big Four. Okay, somebody asking for more veterans.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So
I think at the beginning of the tournament, we said that we want to really keep the veterans football alive throughout the year. We want to create something like a Veteran Super Cup. We tested it with the opening game with VSADC and V4 South. You know, so V4 South, can claim, in our trial version of it, that they are the Veteran Super Cup champions because they defeated the current champions. They were the plate champions and the current champions, you know. So, and that's what we want to keep going with the veterans football. You know, we don't want to just complete the tournament in February and wait till November. So we want to do something in between to keep the teams developing, to keep the football playing, keep persons talking about veterans football, keep it alive, you know. So doing a big 4, doing a big 8, it's something we can definitely look at. You know, the template is there. The teams are better organized now, you know, so it's easy to, you know, do it over a weekend, but over 2 weekends, you know. So it's something that, you know,
let's look at what we would have there right now as a big 4. I mean, we would have Carricker Masters, PSADC, Soufre, and Grozile.
Yeah. Mouth watering. One of the good words that Malakan mentioned is developing. And you think or you think that it is veterans. So what does guys really have to develop?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of developing the product because whatever veterans does, it's always in the line of football. And, you know, look at what we were already STEM. We were already thinking of Big 4. Now, of course, you have a Big 8 as well. And you could have, who knows?
Big 8 would be...
there you go. So there are so many things that you can do to keep the veteran movement alive. It doesn't necessarily have to be the full brand tournament, but just to keep the teams in good preparation stead.
Definitely.
You create those little mini tournaments on the weekend, Monday, Saturday, Sunday, and you run it. So there's a lot that can be done, and I'm thinking that veteran in sports can give it some thought, and you know, see how best we can progress with those mini competitions just to keep the interest of veterans football.
All right. Somebody says #1 Valley fan, but Sunday I don't know what was wrong with my fellas, but we will be back. I think the Valley they should really be encouraged by what happened this year.
And there are other players from the Valley who could make that team as well. So they too need to take note of what Valencias and Rato and Jackie are doing to be part of it, because I know, of course, when you talk about football in the Valley, hey boy, that's the place to be. So I know there are other players who can make that team as well.
There are a lot of young players coming up, you know, and you know, football is really life in the Valley, you know. So I think they will develop. They can only get stronger, you know. So I think and they played a good tournament, you know.
Nothing to be ashamed of.
Nothing to be ashamed of. Nothing to be ashamed of.
So the reason I want to pick your brain on that, if from what we've seen, we had to pick before the final, the player of the tournament. Who would that go to?
Player of the tournament
before this. Now you know in the World Cup by halftime they've already decided.
I have someone in mind,
and he's responsible for that.
I'm saying it, but that doesn't mean that's who is going to be. But my front runner would be Baboy. Because you see, apart from him scoring goals, if you look at his work rate,
creativity, and everything.
This guy is involved in everything.
Everything.
The guy defends. The guy assists. The guy takes free kicks. Every part of what it is, he's involved in it. So
I think if most people looked at the tournament this year, I think at the end of the day, I mean, despite your different little biases you would see it objectively.
Of course, there are other top players. There are other good players, but to do it on a consistent basis
for the entire competition.
And keep in mind as well, Soufre, that's their third final in 4 years.
Something is going on.
So something is definitely right in Soufre.
Definitely.
Keep in mind as well, the Soufre mini stadium is closed.
Now let's.
So they have something doing. They have something doing well down there.
In fact, I think Alvin Malakan and Carricker Masters contributed to Soufre being so consistently covetous of this title, because that final in the Soufre with that sort of little controversy with Carricker Masters, it's almost like with a lot of teams we see Congorians making it to the final and now pretty much capitulating. But you saw Soufre feeling like they really played well and they deserved to have won, and they felt like, and since then there is just this constant hunger that we see with the veterans team. We're not even seeing from the younger teams. As a matter of fact, I didn't even open the lines yet, and apparently we have wow. Okay, good evening. You're live on 758 Sports.
Good night, gentlemen. Kenson.
Yes, sir.
Alvin, good night.
Good night.
Alvin, I really want to congratulate you once again for 2017-2018 tournament.
Thank you.
That sub-tournament, I think, will go down in the books, the record books. 20 teams, and I think everybody was vying for a spot. Nobody wanted to lose. Especially the newcomers, you fought North, the Marshall. You know, this team is really put their all into it.
Definitely.
And they showed that they didn't want to lose. But at the end of the day, you always get the top 4, the top 8 going through. Yeah. I want to applaud you, and especially with the team you have with Niles and the other persons working at the back. I think these persons need a lot of applause, because it's just not a tournament. You have to look at the organizing, the getting ready, the preparation of all these things, and then the final C, the sponsors behind the books. You know, and kudos again for this year. And I want to really tell Kenson, yes, you defeated me 1-0. It was okay, but then 2018, 2019, I think we will. But I support Soufriere, I support Rosalie, and I think this year that finals will be a finals of a finals.
Yeah,
I think because so. I don't think anyone, Soufriere will have something to prove. And as Kenson said, I think Alvin, you were the one who had Soufriere based in that last finals in Soufriere. To have Soufriere come back that way, they came back there.
Yeah.
So I think they really there's something to prove. Rosalie, the Cinderella team coming into the finals for the first time, most times they're in the quarterfinals. And as Ken earlier on, Baba Lastic has really developed that team.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, from the scratch of it and from where it was, and Tennyson made the point. You have Rosalie coming on the field, 7 players, 8 players, but now you have Rosalie with 2 teams.
Whole bench
when you
ready.
have one on the field, you have the other. And I really want to tell them and keep it up. And I want to say kudos to my team also, All Blacks. We did pretty well this year.
Definitely.
Not pretty well, you did very well.
We're going to continue supporting the tournament as far as it goes. Yes, I know you're shaking your head because I told you you're going down. But kudos to all the other teams that took part in that tournament. The other thing I want to ask Alvin, with coming season, I think preparations already been made. We're going back to the 20 teams, I suppose, and playoffs and such.
You have to qualify for that tournament.
I'm hoping that the teams now will start getting ready. You know, not just and Tennyson make the point of the mini tournament. Like that's a good way to keep the teams together and to keep them ready. Gentlemen, enjoy the night. I'll be listening.
Just now, I have one question for you, sir.
Yes.
We had a season where we saw All Blacks play really good football, but they just could not have seemed to find the back of the net. And we saw that transition to you all pretty much dominating in the preliminaries. What actually changed with your team this year?
I think one thing, we pull the right rabbit out of the hat this year, this season.
Yeah.
So we are on par for that. I will leave the secret, our secret. I'll not give it to you. That's why you might use it against.
Oh, we beat already. We good. All the best.
But just the discipline and everybody came together this year.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, nice.
All right, man. Thank you very much. Okay, so guys, the phone lines are already open there. 451-9788. You can call with your questions and your comments. All right. Good evening. You're live on 758 Sports Talk. What is your contribution?
Yeah, Kenson?
Yes. Good evening.
Okay. Good evening. It's interesting that you have shifted from the post of sportsman to water doctor. That's all I have to say. Bye-bye.
So, Lucia, you're special. You're special. But I am encouraged. I'm definitely buoyed by the response to this water thing on the streets. I mean, I'm seeing people and people actually point to, boy, I have my water, water. All right, we have another caller. Good evening. You're live on 758 Sports Talk. Go ahead with your contribution.
Good night, fellas. Blessed love.
Yeah, good night.
What happened there by Chang, Malikan, what's going on?
Everything all right?
What's up?
I don't know if I should, be answering short. You shouldn't be, That's what you have to get past,
Hey, BS coming. BS coming.
Watching the program attentively. Like why ain't Mr. Malikan? Let me tell you, for how many years the veterans tournament have been going on for? 6, 7 years?
7 years. 7 years.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So just a little bit of stats for y'all.
I know it coming.
Wait, what's VS coming statistic in that?
They say always winning. Yes, they say always winning. We never win back to back. So I just let you all know next year we winning again.
Wow. Wow, that's Ricky T, man.
Okay.
Sounds good.
But guys, in true fact, the tournament, I must say, tournament. I like the vibe in the tournament. Yeah, I like the vibe, especially you finish play your game, you can still go and chill out with your opposition members, you know, and different things. I like it, and I wish the youth on them could actually
emulate that.
Part of that, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, in the game, couple times in the game, maybe he might step on a man two in the game, so I don't deliberate. Although there are some players I don't believe they would come in deliberately, but sometimes that is the game. So you get a knock, and I just think sometimes in some situations, some players want to carry on, and until some players want to retaliate. That's what we want to see.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, it's true, we come and play the game, and we want to win the game, but at the same time, too, we have to be careful. You know, we don't want nobody to be getting injured, and, you know, at the end of the day, everybody has to go to work next day. We have our family to support and things, you know? Yeah, so I just want to push. I just want to push that everybody just come and enjoy the game. We still want to win. Mr. Malikan, I heard you made a point a while ago. Our first game against Tottenham. I didn't know that was a Cup Winners' Cup.
No.
I don't know we were in the group, and we were just trying to play to see who wins the first game.
They were planning. Let me tell you, the organizers always have anything at the back of the mind, you know.
Bad thing, because maybe a little more incentive in terms of we know that a Cup Winners' Cup. We have to extend ourselves and try to get the winner. You know? Anyway, I like you when put it, but, you know.
Well, you know, we're trying something. That's how we're heading with it, you know.
Okay, and just the final stats for you, Mr. Malikan. I know I'm coming up against you in the finals on Saturday. But VS has never lost the finals in the veteran tournament.
Never. I was wondering if that was the first stat that you were actually going to bring up. Because I thought that was the first, because I know as long as VS gets to the final, they win. Because remember earlier on I said, there are certain teams that seem to just know how to get it done at the business end. And when you get to the plate and you have Carricker Masters, and it just seemed like inevitably.
But it's interesting, you know, Carricker Masters has never lost the final.
They played only one, but
and Sean, you know, Carricker Masters is undefeated, you know.
That's the amazing thing. This team has not lost this year. You can't say that, yes.
Yeah, but fellas, you all know already. But when it comes to VS, the game we play against Lancers, I mean, Chung, I took your point when you said that. I mean, we score one goal and things. But one thing I was saying, John, I prefer to win all my games 1-0.
Italian style.
I don't mind. But sometimes you have to watch just the performance. You know, and John is making a good point about the quality of our players. I think that some of our players just take too long to get into the game and play the game the way we're supposed to be able to play the game. You understand? I was just saying, like, I don't know if it's because we're afraid to make errors. Errors will happen. But it's what you do, your reaction after you make the error that's
because
important.
The reason why I said so, Sean, is that, I mean, you know, I'm a product of VSADC, and I know how we play. You know, VSADC is a team which change gears. Yes, we might be up there in age, but what I've realized from certain players is that they reserve themselves. You know, they don't push themselves to go over the line. You know, sometimes I see some players all the way back on you, and you are the centre back.
Yeah, and you're very good at what you're doing.
I'm seeing a midfielder resting on you. What are you doing there? Push up in midfield, create more space, push your team up. So that's what I've seen in the VSAC team. So I guess probably if what I grew up knowing, and I guess probably as I'm older now, some of the players just don't want to just, you know, be themselves.
I think, and I'll go back again on the point, because you made a good point again. I think maybe because we didn't go through in the main competition.
So guys are kind
now
of.
Now that we are in the plate, we tend to be playing a little more cautious because we really want to maybe win the plate. So we don't really want to make mistakes along the way to get out of that tournament. Because for me, and I've said it, if we don't win this tournament, to me personally, it's like we are a poor season.
Failure. We failed.
You understand? So, you know, but at the end of the day, football is a strange game.
It is.
What you put in is what you're going to get out. You understand?
Get your silverware. Some people, I think up is just as,
that, you know, both teams could come and, as Mr. Malikan was saying,
put on a good show.
And give the spectators a good game.
Yeah, definitely.
And at the end of the day, I guess the team that take their chances will win the game.
Yeah, definitely.
You understand? Yeah. But I don't leave it there now, guys. I listen and I follow in. All right?
Thanks for calling. Yeah, thanks for calling us.
Yes, very good observation. Of course, Sean Curtin, also the coach of Central Team. Let me just get to some of the messages there. Somebody says, change the cutoff date to November 16th so I can play.
What age you mean?
Can't wait another year. And that is, let me tell you, that is Myron Joseph, who played all his life for Northern United in defense. And let me tell you, this man is
still can play yet?
He can play. Oh my God, I'm still young. He can play yet.
He can play yet, boy.
He's still there. Yes. So, all right. Somebody giving me clock there on Chelsea. Boy, Chelsea for life. That's easy.
That's all right. That's okay. Yeah.
How can be there for life? For life, you're like go beat us anyway. But somebody says, "I shout out Lancers, please. Hey, good work. Thanks for the picks. VS ADC have Lancers players. Lancers played a good game, and VS gave VS a run. Lancers played better than VS. All right, good evening. Go ahead with your contribution.
Evening,
good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Special good evening to Chang and Mr. Malakan.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening.
What's up, Mr. Bella?
I don't know what that last thing is all about, boy. I need to change my voice when I call.
You cannot, even if you try.
I think we just need to compliment the organizers of that tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think over the years we've been saying what veterans football has done, not only for the players, but for the whole community on a whole.
Mm-hmm.
The way that it has brought people out, the way that you have taken all the players out from what they've been doing and make the younger person see them. And I think one of the things I am satisfied with, Sean mentioned that earlier on, is that the attitude of some of the players in terms of their behavior towards the officials. You do not get that kind of animosity and that kind of hatred and players going at officials. Yes, one or two players would do so, but generally, I do not think, even a lot of the fouls that are committed are not fouls that could cause players to get hurt. So that spirit of it is something that we need to applaud.
Sure.
I think generally the tournament has gone well. It is something that we need to look forward to for next year. I know there is talk about whether there should be a
Masters
over 50 Masters.
Well, look, veteran football
that is something that we need to consider. Because as Kenton is saying, there are persons now. I have never seen persons want to rush the age. Persons now in a hurry to
imagine that.
But I think we need to tip our hats to the organizers. Kenton has been doing a good job. Kenton has been keeping the crowd alive when it comes to G4. What he does not want his family to know is that he is in G4 more often, even when there is not football. But that's not for television, Kenton. But well done, guys, and that's a good job.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mr. Emmanuel Bellas, of course, I really was actually, a part of me really wanted to see Mr. Bellas walk out of a treble this year, because he would have won the Visions competition, he would have won Black Hat, and as a coach he would have won the veterans, but as fate would have it, they just didn't seem to get it done at that moment. All right, somebody says, what's your opinion on refereeing? Will veterans in sports accept a new team for next year? Okay, so keep that in memory there. All right, we have another caller. Good evening, you're live. Go ahead for contribution. Good evening. Yes, sir.
Contribution I want to make is two adjustments. I think it might not be necessary, but to me, since the parents are bringing out the kids to see.
Lots of kids, eh?
Lots of kids.
I was really impressed.
I think Malakan in the two finals, at least halftime, have a thing for the kids, like kick the ball between the cone just to make them feel comfortable.
Well, we have that,
Like kick the ball between the cone, you get a soft drink, you get a 6-pack malt, because these kids could have been in their bed, but the parents chose to bring them out to see the veterans, and I think we should reward them with kick the ball between the cone and stuff.
Yeah, good observation.
Okay,
definitely.
The other thing I've been hearing in distance, most spectators, the veterans tournament is not to see the past players, but the other benefit is how to play basic football. Put basic before professional. You see how these guys play? These guys play basic. You give it to me, you run into space. Not take the ball and try to do something out of the bloom. Like what we see most of these young kids doing now.
Good observation.
That's
definitely.
Thing about veterans. Basic football. You give it to me, you run into space.
Good observation.
Simple football. But most of the spectators are like, what am doing there? They just give him the ball, he passing it back. If the guy has a better option to give it back and run into space, spectators see that's a problem, but that's basic football. We carry the ball up. So that's one of the main things spectators should look out for.
Definitely.
Not just running with the ball, but playing basic football.
Sensible football.
1-2.
Ball to foot. Ball to foot. All right.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Sufre, big up.
Good luck, Sufre. Good luck. All the best to you guys. We have you all, anyway. Yes, Mr. Malaga. Yeah, the kids thing, that's an initiative.
Yeah, definitely. And we tried it out last year. We had the with Donnaville and Tennyson, doing some stuff. So we want to bring in the kids into the play.
Right.
So you look for that this weekend. MC Donnaville have some things up his sleeve. That's why you were asking. The fans to come out real early. We'll be open very early on Saturday.
All right. Yeah. I'll get to new teams in just a little bit. Good evening, you're live. Go ahead with your contribution.
Hello?
Yes, good evening, you're live. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just want to big up Team 459. I want to take the opportunity to big up Team 459, not Sufre. I mean, you.
What's that special? Yes.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You do. I'm just saying that I needed to big up Team 459.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. You have veteran yet?
Apart from that,
yeah. When you talk about people trying to rush their age, boy,
it's right now.
I was sitting patiently waiting for my turn because
it's begging,
trouble when that time comes around. I don't want to say it on the NXT, people think I'm an old man. But in the beginning of this season, Sufre was without maybe their most influential player for the past 3 years in W. Henry. And
imagine, still playing really good football.
Did think that it was very, very difficult for us because we know what W contributed to that team, and he's out. And one thing the fellas kept saying is they want to do it for W, and they want to do it for W.
That's one man I always want to check. When I see Mate, and on those crutches, I know at the end of the day, boy, that as a footballer, you want to be there. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so the guy have been playing pretty well.
Definitely.
Baboy Seville is like the man
that's like
wine. The man gets better with age.
Yeah.
The man looking like he's just a 15-year-old playing among a bunch of grown old men.
You're like Federer there, boy. Federer.
So I really want to say big up to the Super Veterans team. A bunch of fellas. But I also want to say really big up to the organizers, man. This competition is really growing and becoming really, really popular.
A lot of hard work.
Like you said, you have players who care for the age too. First time I see fellas actually want to get old.
Yes. Everybody want to play.
Everybody wants to play now. Fellas not even interested in playing.
Some people ready to move from black-hearted club football to that transition.
They're interested in playing that veterans competition because of the quality of the organization of the competition and the excitement that it brings. I must say, well done to the organizers.
Thank you.
And I always make a plea on behalf of Sufre to bring more games to Sufre.
Yeah.
So we all know is in the South footballers sell out.
Yeah, that's true.
Whenever there's veterans football in Sufre, we know how much the stadium there is just too small to hold people. So big up to the organizers, and we know that that trophy coming home to Sufre. We have been one of the most consistent teams through the last 5 years or so.
Yeah, definitely.
So I know that trophy coming down home.
459.
Yeah.
450. It's 0 for you. 0 for you.
Just say
0 for you.
We'll talk about that in a little bit. But
Don't worry. I still love you. It's super. All right.
Thanks.
It started with 459. They have so many messages there. Somebody says, night organizers, a good job so far. Hats off to the field maintenance. In Viewfort for semi-finals, felt confident being on a flat turf. Congratulations, Team Grosley, players, management, and supporters, and reminding them training tomorrow. plan lift that trophy is in full effect. Shout out Bingy, that's the goalkeeper, Grosley, and Bingy, obviously one of the coaches of the youth team in Grosley, doing this thing with GMC. This guy. Committed to football.
A true football person. A true football person.
Definitely. All right. Good evening. You're live. Go ahead with your contribution.
Yes. Good evening, gentlemen. You can't run away from a very good discussion. Yeah.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good night. Good vibes, Mr. Malikan.
Thank you.
And good coverage. Kazimiti.
Yes, sir.
You're right. Good vibes. Although and Tennyson.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am happy that the veterans competition has been moving smoothly, but there is a talk around the circles about the masters, and I know that is there have been discussions about it. So I just want to throw something tonight, if that is a possibility, and then and finally, I'm not sparking controversy, but I am saying tonight. But there is no excuse. But I believe one of the problems that the All Blacks team have had is the lack of scoring goals. And a major pain that I have had for the last 3 years or so is the inactiveness of the Dennery playing field. I think it has, there's no excuse about it. It has hampered the progress of football in Dennery, and that field has been closed. And I mean, it is heartbreaking sometimes that players, the veteran players in the Dennery basin that are employed and have other things to do. And
the lights would have been good.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and that's a good point. And I think sometimes people do not want to rock the cradle, and I'm not looking for controversy, but it is a reality. And Dennery per se, football in Dennery, and gentlemen, you would know the excellent talent that Dennery has produced.
Of course,
nobody can debate that.
Nobody question that.
Not only that, the person charged with the responsibility of Dennery comes from a sporting background.
And that is where I have been irate.
Yeah, so
that is where I have been irate. And one who played football
for All Blacks as well.
For All Blacks.
Yeah,
and he's the sitting minister of sport.
So you have to tell like this, bro. Yeah, you have to.
You
gotta say what you gotta say.
On your chest, man.
Yes,
St. Lucia, we still just reminding you all that anybody wants to win a pass to veterans, we'll throw in a 6-pack. You will throw in a 6-pack of your beverages. The beverage that you choose. I mean, if you can call and sing that jingle for us tonight, we'll give you that. Good evening. You're live. Go ahead with your contribution.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank you, Mr. Alvin Malakan, for bringing the smile on our young guy's face, especially Mr. Kennison, back on the 18 national team, and then rising it back national. And thank you to the media who've been highlighting our success.
Yeah, definitely.
First and foremost, I would like to say to Malakan, it's been a joy working with the veterans to see all the young guys like Tiger City Elva, Subomafat, myself, bringing us back to the golden days. All right, and I wish you all the best and success in the near future, and I hope that you keep up the good work and put a smile on the Beaufort South people.
Yeah, definitely.
And without not forgetting that, I say congratulations to Sufa, a job well done.
I was more or less in the final. Both teams have players I've played with in the past and in the future, and now.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right,
yeah, thanks.
Just reminding callers, don't listen to the television. Just turn on the volume because we're getting a bit of a feedback. And I have to get a little more water in a little bit. All right, somebody says, big up to Grosley veterans. We in it to win it. You see what poor Samsa? See what poor Samsa? Hey, yes, good evening. You're live. Got it for contribution?
Yes, good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
I am really, I am a cricket fan. But after listening to the two Kenson and the gentleman in red on Monday evening, that was a great show. And he really explained the meaning of football. And like I said, I'm a cricket fan. But now I think I'm swaying because Kenson, I think you should bring him on every Monday so he can let people like me and others, I'm sure, who
get sucked into it,
who are not really interested in football, but just hearing him explain, what it is football is all about, and it has really widened my way of thinking about football. Mr. Malatine, continue that football you have brought down to Viewfort. And although there's a lot of, things that are not quite right, but the people are happy and people are coming together, and I think that is what a nation needs.
That's right.
Some of us are too divided, but the football now, people are happy. So once there is a smile on people's faces, this is healthy for everyone, and may the good Lord continue to help you. Thank you. The gentleman in red, boy, you know the stuff about football, and I'm saying it's true. And I was on the ground, I was on the field on Saturday, and I heard a lot of people watch. But who is this guy? Who is this guy? And honestly, you explain the thing, and then you really, I mean, people want to continue hearing you. Okay?
Thank you.
Gentlemen, good work.
Thank you.
All right, somebody says, great show, gentlemen. Just one observation from the VSADC and Lancers game. It was very interesting to see the standard of football was higher than most senior games I've seen. A lot of people have said that. Congratulations to the VSADC in progressing to the final, and I'm confident that they will make amends for the earlier disappointments. The people I always see, when VS playing. That's it. I always get the pressure.
Just to comment, interesting. Remember you asked me why am I playing so good this year? It's actually, remember I had a stint with VS coaches and everything.
That's a secret. All right, okay, good evening. You're live. Go ahead for contribution.
Good evening, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Good evening.
Wonderful. I too was one who couldn't wait for my age to change. I can tell you that for sure. When my guys were calling me and saying, man, how you can't play? I was saying, well, it's work, but I didn't really want to let the cat out of the bag. As most of my friends are, of course, older than I am. Thanks to some people with their smartphone, I know definitely they're on your program today. But having said that, I want to dig in a little deeper. The promotion and so on, great. No question about it. In the lifestyle of older persons, the benefits of this style of competition is doing so much for us in St. Lucia that we're not even seeing that aspect of it, or have not really put it out there enough. Because now you have an opportunity to be of a certain age and still be, how I put it, FWT, fit. Okay, that's how I like to say it, to still be fit, right? Because it gives you a reason to not only go and take a sweat, like some would say, but it gives you a reason to have a constructive sweat. It gives you a reason to work your mind, your body, and have a goal. And then it brings you with a group of guys that you probably played with many, many moons ago. And it brings back the old memories, and it develops and fosters growth and development. That the kids, can now look to the older guys and say, but watch out, the fellas have been quarreling so much like us young fellas. Every two little thing is referee, although you still have some that still behave that way. Not their fault. Leopard can't lose its sport. Do you understand that? But at the same time, what it develops and what it does for us as a people in this country, when you can get the youthful side of the football arm going to that level, and in the mids as well, growing to that level, you then see continuation in football right through. It means now development of football is on a high. And it means men who are, of course, more prone because we don't like to go to doctor, we don't like to do this, would be more in I would like to say, a healthier state of mind when you have that. And it should not only be in football. But the good thing about it also is when you see the old boys come back and start to coach, the old boys who used to not be so much involved get more involved, who become news, sports, media personalities. This is what we need in our country to develop, because you're going to need more of you that you see there. When you get of a certain age, God willing, you're going to need more of you. And this is what we're doing. So this here, I want to say we cannot afford for it to die. And to your sponsors, give them as much kudos and big ups. Blue Waters is a very good friend of mine, and I like to see their involvement in sports a lot.
Very involved.
Yes, and it's more. But at the end of the day, you see, you have to develop that in a way that will draw persons in and will continue flourishing. So the flower blossoms. You understand?
Yeah, definitely.
Goes again to Veteran Sports Inc. I love it. It gives me reason to want to go behind a certain school and train. Yeah,
in the college.
Yeah, but it's all good. Yeah, keep up the good work, and the sports, what you call broadcasting, also is very important. Yeah, right. Mr. Kazame, you have to highlight, and not only that, the names need to become household names. Like back in the day, everybody knew Jayut, you know, that kind of a thing. That everybody almost stole that name, Jayut, you know, because it was a name that blossomed in football back in the early days.
All right.
So that's my 50 cents. Keep up the good work. I'm watching. Keep sending the smartphone information. That's good. I like it. I'll watch both your stations. Have a blessed one, gentlemen.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. So we quickly run out of time, man.
That's how it is.
And that's what it's reviewed, Denison.
Well, I just want to urge persons to come out and support the veterans movement. It's a league, but I call it a movement because a lot of players are, you know how it is. Especially we have the Plate Championship this weekend. Alvin and his team, Karaka Masters against VSCDC. And the third place game, we will see Flow Lancers take on Labowie Connections. So there's a lot in store. Especially you mentioned that there's a little sportainment before the actual games. MC Donaville, of course, always put on a good show along with the Denry segment part of it. He didn't want to say it, but there is a Denry segment
Shout out MC Donaville,
decked out for this weekend. So you will be entertained. You will be entertained. And again, nobody saw or before that before Senator would have lost last night. So there might just be a surprise this weekend again. You just never know. So be part of it, but to be part of it, you have to be there and of course come and support what's really going on.
Definitely, Mr. Malachi.
Yeah, well said, Tennyson. You know, I guess just appealing to everybody, just come out and support, you know, the veteran football players, you know, bring persons, you know, come out. It's all about us, you know, veteran football players and thing. And there's a special thank you to all our sponsors. You know, I don't want to miss out anybody, but shout out to Caribbean Alliance, St. Lucia Insurances, Flo, Marcusson, the whole Peter and Company Distribution Group, St. Lucia Distillers, Summersby Stones, Blue Waters, you know, you must drink your water. You know, South Shoe
last bit now.
Yeah, South Shoe Store, Morissette Auto Repairs, you know, everybody who have really supported this movement. Johnson Charles, thanks for the support. You know, it's because of the sponsors we're enjoying this tournament. You know, it's a cause to put on. You know, and the players. You know, thanks for enjoying it. You make my job a lot easier. Special thank you to my team, Gavin. You know, you know everybody on the VS, Lopez, Rufus. You know everybody. You know, it's a lot of hard work. You know, it's a lot of sleepless nights. You know, trust me on that. You know, long nights. You know, so. But thank you everybody. It's because of everybody that makes it possible. And a special thank you, yes, to Kenson for all the support, you know, St. Lucia Sports Online, you know, Dave Pascal, the Beauville, you know, without the media, you know, we can't get our message out there. So thank you to everybody, RCI, you know, for the support they have given us, you know. So, you know, without the support of everybody, we really can't get the movement around St. Lucia, you know. So, again, this weekend, we're back at the Philip Marsden Grounds, the home of veterans football, telling everybody to come out. There'll be lots of entertainment, our Denry segment, you know. But, you know, we have to bring in the youth, you know. Most of the fans, I guess the supporting veterans football is actually a lot of young persons, you know. So we want to create a nice entertainment package this weekend. So come out and support. You know, I think it's gonna be fun. You know,
All right, guys, thank you so much for being on the show again. Yes. You know you will be back soon. Backed by popular demand. You know, we'll be talking. Let me get through some of the messages. Nice program, but Marsha will be better next time around. Shout out, Marsha. That was just a trial run. Just be on warning, boy. Marsha sending it out there. Sleep on you. All right. Somebody said, good evening. I would like to congratulate the Grosity Veterans team for making it to the finals. And a big congrats to my dad, Baba Lastic. Shout out.
Boy,
My cousin. Love you, boy.
Couple Chelsea again. Chelsea again.
No, I know. He used to back Arsenal.
I know.
Anyway. All right. Somebody says, big up Lavery, newcomers team to look out for in the future. Definitely so true. Definitely so true. All right. Somebody says, I want to know how much a critic paid that female caller to promote it. But I must say, the last Monday night program, you all were on point with the issues, and I wish I could have been a part of the that specific program. And now about the plate finals, just wait and see. VS will have their best game. After all, finals is our thing. Yes, believes that. Hats off to you, Malakan, and sponsors. Keep up the good work. I'm going to say who that is because that person is an avid supporter of sports and everything. That's Mr. Ruan Lubo from Leones Conference Secondary School.
He was down, as a matter of fact, he was down a bit. He was down in the flu, actually.
It was nice to actually see him on the field. One of the persons that have really, because I mean, he taught me at Hess.
Now Tapo Power, you know.
Huh?
Tapo
Power. Okay, all right.
St. Louis College.
Somebody says, big up to organizers, big up to you, Kenson, and hats off to Chung. Great job. Somebody says, just listening here and thinking there's so much excitement in watching and playing football. Those people who don't watch or play, what do they do? Hashtag Arsenal fan. I have to be Arsenal fan. We know what you're talking about, you know.
My guy's Arsenal fan as well.
I forget that sometimes.
That's it.
Good evening, gentlemen. Great show as usual. Eagerly awaiting for the day when there will be a prize for persons who attend the most games. Wow. But that's a lot of people. Great job, Mr. Malakan, for always organizing a great tournament. Looking forward to this weekend's games. Yes, just want to say thank you. Just want to say look out for Shozel next year. I couldn't play because I was turning 40 in December. My guys didn't help this year. That's Commander John from Shozel. All right, so let me tell you, I cannot get through it all. I'm very sorry. All right, thank you again for joining us tonight for another episode of 758 Sports Talk. Of course, like we always say, you could, if you missed any part of the show, tomorrow you could just go on your computer. We'll have it on there on St. Lucia Sports Online. Thanks again to all those who support us on behalf of our entire DBS Sports team. Good night, St. Lucia. See you in Viewfort. And next week we'll be talking about Grosity winning veterans tournament. Good night.